Welcome to my channel, where we discuss everything and all things, politics, economy, and development in Nigeria and around the world. The governor of Enugu State, Mbah, is said to be planning to establish cattle ranch in Enugu State. Obviously, he believed that the states need a cattle ranch. But one of the principles of planning that has been found to be sustainable is planning with the people and not planning for the people. What do we mean by that? Planning for the people means top to bottom approach, where you stay in Enugu government house and you decide what the people want without consulting them. But planning with the people is a bottom-up approach. That is the sustainable system of planning. It means you are planning with the people. You are carrying the people along. You ask them what do they want, so that what they want will be in alignment with what you want. But the most important thing is what the people want. It appears that Governor Mbah of Enugu State want cattle ranch, but that is not what the people in the area he planned to locate the cattle ranch want. And that is what we are going to talk about in this video, about Mbah's project or plan to establish cattle ranch. And that project has generated a lot of controversy, not the least of which was a recent statement by the Uzo-Uwani Professional Association, UZPA, who has expressed strong opposition to the proposed ranch project by the Enugu State government in Nimbo community in Enugu State. In a statement, the Uzo-Uwani Professional Association, UZPA, described the project as insensitive, abrasive, and violation of the psyche of the people of Uzo-Uwani, who are predominantly crop farmers and timber merchants. The statement was signed by UZPA, Uzo-Uwani Professional Association President Chinedum Udenyi, and the Secretary General, Dan Asogwa. And in that statement, they said that Governor Mbah was treating Uzo-Uwani with levity, disdain, and neglecting the development needs of the area. The association recalled the massacre of scores of people in Nimbo by armed herdsmen in 2016 and wondered why the government would reward the perpetrators with a ranch in the same communities. In the same community. It called on the government to immediately halt any further design and attempts to implement the ranch project in any part of Uzo-Uwani, and also urged the government to focus on tackling the insecurity and providing basic amenities for the people. He said that Uzo-Uwani people will reject the ranch, that Uzo-Uwani people will reject the ranch project and will not lend their support to any such design, as it debases their people and invokes the memory of inflicted sadism. Now the statement reads in part: the people of Ndigbo and Uzo-Uwani in general have stoutly risen in unison in opposition to the proposal, reading a more sinister objective in the proposed project and calling on the government to stop any further exploration of the subject around the geographic entity of Uzo-Uwani local government area. UZPA, having considered all the reactions on the issue, finds everything wrong with the proposal and calls on the Enugu State government to immediately halt any further design and attempts to implement the proposed ranch project in any part of Uzo-Uwani local government area. The Mbah administration is informed that Uzo-Uwani people reject the proposal and will not lend their support to any such design. Now that is the statement by Uzo-Uwani Professional Association, making it very clear that they reject the ranching project that Governor Peter Mbah want to establish in their area. They reject it in totality. And the reason they gave is obvious. The people of that area have suffered in the hands of herdsmen, and they consider it tantamount to rewarding people that have killed their people by allowing them to have ranch in their community. That's what they are saying in that statement. And there is a lot of proof to show that really the people of Uzo-Uwani local government have suffered in the hands of herdsmen. A few examples will surface here. There is a report, Vanguard newspaper report, titled "Bloodbath in Enugu as Fulani herdsmen kill 40." That was in April 26, 2016, when it was first published. Bloodbath in Enugu as Fulani herdsmen kill 40. According to that report by the Vanguard newspaper, perhaps Peter Mbah is not aware of this. He can go and read that Vanguard report. That report stated that about 40 persons have so far been reportedly killed by some Fulani herdsmen at Ndigbo in Uzo-Uwani local government area of Enugu State. Sources told Vanguard at Nsukka Police Area Command near the area. That is a Vanguard report on how people of Ndigbo was massacred in 2016. So you can now understand why the Uzo-Uwani professionals are unhappy about a proposal by their state governor, apparently without consulting them, is planning to establish cattle ranch in their community. Now, you see that in that report, which you can go and read in Vanguard in detail, about 7 villages in Nimbo, Ngoko, Ekuru, Ebo, Enugu Nimbo, Omome, and Ugwachara were among the areas that was attacked in that 2016 attack. 10 residential houses and a church, Christ Holy Church International, aka Odozi Obodo, were also said to have been burnt by the herdsmen, just as vehicles and motorcycles were destroyed. This is what the people of Nimbo suffered in the hands of herdsmen in 2016 and in 2024. Their governor want to reward those they believe perpetrated that dastardly act by giving them their land to use as a cattle ranch. That's what they are angry about. Now that is a report by the Vanguard newspaper in 2016. Now there is also another report in April 2016. According to the Punch report, Punch newspaper report, 20 were killed by Fulani herdsmen when they invaded Okpabi Nimbo in Uzo-Uwani local government area and sacked villagers from their homes. Now, in another Punch report in July 27, 2021, much earlier before 2016, herdsmen killed 4 with 10 missing when herdsmen attacked Obiako or Panda village, Nimbo community in Uzo-Uwani local government area. Now, given the history of such a sad relationship between herdsmen and Uzo-Uwani and Nimbo people, common sense should have told the governor of Enugu State to consult them before talking about such a sensitive project to be sited in their area. And I don't know what the economic benefit that Peter and Mbah think that having a ranch in that part of the state, or even in the state as a whole, would bring to the people of Enugu State. Whether having a ranch is one of the core priority needs of the people of Enugu State, that the governor is pursuing it vigorously. And apparently he's not listening to the reasoning of the community. That was what forced these professionals to begin to express their opposition to it openly. Perhaps they have talked to him quietly. He's not listening. It's like he's bent on going ahead with the project. So that's why this community is serving notice to him. These professionals, Uzo-Uwani professionals, they are letting it known to Governor Mbah that they don't want it in their community. And it remains to be seen whether any community in the southeast would like such a project. This is because I don't know who is advising Governor Mbah, but Ohanaeze Ndigbo have severally made it clear and call on Southeast governors to overcome the temptation of giving up their ban on open grazing and declare that they will resist any plots to hand over Southeast land to herders. Now, you know that there were controversies nationwide, not just in the Southeast, when the former president, Muhammadu Buhari, was coming up with all kinds of land use policies in order to provide land for herders all around the country. At that time, Ohanaeze resisted it, Afenifere resisted it, the Middle Belt Forum resisted it, and so many parts of the country resisted it. Even in the north, Benue State resisted it, Plateau State resisted it. So I don't know whether Mbah is not aware of the position of Ohanaeze on this kind of project, that he decided that that is what Enugu people need right now. Ohanaeze has severally made it clear that they don't have land in the southeast for grazing reserve, for ranches, or for whatever in any part of southeast. And that is because of the violent relationship that has existed between farmers and herders in southeast, and not only restricted to southeast. There is virtually no part of this country that herders and farmers have cohabited peacefully. Even much of the banditry you hear about, Zamfara, Katsina, Kaduna, Sokoto, and elsewhere, it is all tied to conflict between herders and farmers. And that is not the kind of thing that the Southeast desire or deserves at this point in time. That their own a governor in the Southeast considers it an important project that could be executed without the consent of the people. So it is important that the governor of Enugu State, Peter Mbah, rethink that project, especially as the community who are supposed to be the beneficiaries of whatever is supposed to be the benefit of it. They are supposed to be the immediate beneficiaries if there is any benefit in it. They say they don't want it. They say it reminds them of their nightmare in the hands of herdsmen. And they found it uncomfortable that their own governor, who they believe knows the history of the killings, the destruction of houses and properties and so many things in that community, yet their governor want to give their land out for ranches, and they say they don't want it. So the resistance of Uzo-Uwani people to that project should remind Governor Mbah as a listening governor, if he's indeed a listening governor, to listen to them and look for another project. Because the people themselves have hinted that they have suffered neglect under the government of Peter Mbah. He has not done anything for them, and that the only thing he wants to bring to them is something that will cause them harm. And they recall the harm that had befallen them in the past. And there are newspaper records, which I have shown you here, to show that indeed Uzo-Uwani people have suffered in the hands of herdsmen. Herdsmen had dealt with them. So to them, it's a sad reminder that their government don't care about them for suggesting that a cattle ranch, be set up in their community without their consent. I think their outcry should be taken seriously by the governor of Enugu State. And this governor of Enugu State should also be reminded of the position of Ohanaeze on this matter. Everybody knows that Southeast don't have land. Southeast is the smallest geographic zone in Nigeria right now. The North has vast land that you can create all kinds of reserve, grazing reserve, ranches you can think about. And they used to make mockery of Southeast. That I remember former governor of Kaduna State talking about that one local government is bigger than states. One local government in Kaduna State is bigger than many states in Southeast. So Southeast don't have land. They don't have even enough land for themselves. And I think that is the ground with which is part of the grounds that Ohanaeze don't support ceding any part of Southeast for things like ranching, grazing reserve, of whatever projects that Buhari was able to cook up when he was president. At that time, they opposed it. So he should listen to the people of, Governor Mbah should listen to the people of Nimbo, Uzo-Uwani, and also listen to Ohanaeze and do the needful. Thank you for watching this video. And if you are new to my channel, you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel, hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, anytime I have a new video, you'll be among the first to know. God bless you. And please don't forget to like this video, because when you like it, Google will rank it high and recommend it for more people. Thank you, and God bless you and yours.